Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Entertainment Podcast, your source for all things entertainment. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Dev Ross on the line, and she's a writer, performer, and producer. Dev, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you.
So excited to have you on the show today and excited about today's topic. So we're going to talk about reinventing yourselves in times of adversity. But before we get into that, let's go a little bit further in your background. So how did you get started in your career in the business?
Well, I was a working actress until I hit around 30, and then I hit that first wall of adversity, age. And I wasn't working, and I ended up being a Demi Moore's body double in a movie, and Sarah Fawcett Major's body double. And my agent, was saying, "Gee, if only you were younger, and only if we could pour your talent into that body over there." And it was like, am I dead so young? So I went to work in a development company for Jane Fonda, and I began reading scripts. And I was good at it, good at reading, and actually good at saying, "Gee, this script would be good if you changed this, this, and this, and this." She told me I was wasting my time trying to be an actress and told me to be a writer. Didn't quite know what to do with that. Got pregnant. Didn't have any money. 9 months pregnant. I with clothes that barely fit. I waddled my way into Disney, and I pitched to Tad Stones over at Disney. Great guy, yay Tad. And he said, "Have your baby, come back, and you have a writing job, staff writing job." They had no women at that time. So I was the first women staff writer over at Disney TV animation. And I was just crazy because I just sort of stumbled into it and had my first regular paying job right after having a baby. And that, how I sort of got into writing, I never dreamt it. I was an actress, only wanted to be an actress, and, stumbled my way into writing via Jane Fonda and thankfully the Walt Disney Television Company.
Wow, what an amazing story. That's first off, what an amazing story. Like, I'm sitting here having goosebumps. I'm like, wow, to be one of the first women writers over there, number one, to be a pioneer, really, in the industry there. I mean, those aren't easy things that you're kind of glancing over. Number one, totally different world back then. Number two, pull it off. It's amazing.
Yeah, talking about pulling it off, I was so poor when I went there. I had to keep tugging up my pants over my belly, and it was embarrassing. And then when I got my first paycheck, I was making more in a month at Disney than I think I would make in 6 months of being, just struggling as a writer and, as an actress at that time. And I did a lot of, I worked with Robin Williams at the Comedy Store. I mean, I did a lot of things. So leaving acting was very difficult. And I still do acting, but writing, I didn't, the happy accident out of the adversity was that I discovered that I love writing. Love it.
What kind of advice would you give to those, this is an entertainment podcast. There's a lot of people listening that are either in entertainment from various levels, from successful to just getting started out. And let's talk to those kind of breaking in the biz type writers or creatives for a moment, and let's kind of address them for the moment on what it looks like to kind of persevere through this adversity.
Oh, well, that's a really good question, perseverance. And I think that it comes down to you do it anyway. That's my motto. You just do it anyway. And I think Jim Carrey's father said, to him, you could fail at what you don't want to do. So if you're going to fail at least doing what you want to do. And when things get really tough, and they have been tough over my long career on many occasions, including recently, you have to just do it anyway. You have to set aside these excuses, set aside the naysayers, and you have to fall in love with your craft, and you have to fall in love with your creative expression, and you have to fall in love with, for me it was storytelling, and that's what carried me through in the worst of times. Am I answering your question, or am I waxing?
You're absolutely answering my question. And the people listening, I mean, it's just you're living this, so I get it. Absolutely.
And then I call it keeping the light on jobs. Believe me, I've had plenty of keeping the lights on, the rent paid jobs. I still teach. I taught this morning. I started teaching exercise classes. I couldn't wait tables. I was a horrible server. I got fired from every serving job I ever had. So thank God to Jane Fonda, I got into workouts. And I've been teaching workouts for 40 years. I teach it regularly. It's my regular gig. I mean, it's not a regular, but it's like I don't have to pay for membership. I save money, and I love working out. It's a great thing because I sit on my bum all day writing.
Wow.
And plus, and I do coaching. I coach other writers. I teach classes. I taught film writing at several colleges overseas, mostly in South Korea. I call those keeping the light on jobs. They're all things that I love. They're all things that don't kill my soul while I'm still pursuing what I want to pursue. And believe me, it's always a pursuit. I don't think you ever really get there. Or when you think you get there, you go, oh, that wasn't what I wanted to get. I think I want to still get there. So it's an ongoing journey. So I think it's a matter of really loving. You gotta love it, and I do. And then being okay with the keeping the lights on job, being really okay with it, sort of zen with it. It's really helping you and enabling you to get to where you want to go, rather than going, oh God, I gotta go to work and do this. It's just how I've done it. I've done it now for 40 years.
Any projects you're working on right now that you want to talk about, film or otherwise?
Yes, this was just one of these happy, crazy accidents. My partner and I, Shonda Jefferson, she writes the music, I write the book, created a 2-woman show. We thought that this was going to be our big swan song in theater, and an agent was supposed to come. We've been developing it for 4 years. We've played it in various venues, and we finally got it to the place where we were getting cheers by the end of the show. And we were going to go on tour. And then life changed, as we all know, in the last few months. And theater is sort of dead for now.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, well, gosh, that's so frustrating. 4 years of work into something. And then what happened is that one day in the audience, a producer happened to see it and said, I want to turn your play into a movie. She laughed. But it's theater. Well, he had an idea, and then we talked for about a month, and I started to write a play within a play, or a screenplay around a play. And it really jumped in, surprised. I hit a wall with it because I thought we weren't going to go on the road like we thought. And all of a sudden we're getting into a bigger venue and getting to say even more as you go down the adversity. And so we shot it. We shot it in a week with a limited crew, everybody wearing masks and, being really safe. And I still marvel. I mean, I've seen only some of the dailies, and we're going to go into editing in another week. Then we have to go back into the studio to do the songs and things, sweetening. But it really feels like this is going to be one of the best things I've ever done. And it came out of, again, hitting a wall. For 4 years, we developed this play. We were getting ready to go on the road, and then boom. No, the agent said, no, there's no more booking. Theaters are going dark. There's going to be nothing. And my partner and I, we're both in our 60s. We're going, oh my God. But this was, we were going to say something with this two-woman show about women in their 60s who are not dead, who are vibrant, who have something to say. We're going to do it anyways. And then all of a sudden we're like, no, you're not. But we did do it anyways.
Wow.
And the guy's young, and he saw it, and he saw the audience, and he saw what we were saying. Because you rack up years, it doesn't mean that you lose anything in what you want to say or your creativity or your passion. And we had to open. There was a matter of trust at first. But it's a guy, he's young. But we opened the door. We said, let's just do it anyways. Did this film, and it was just like this incredible, I want to say magical experience, but yeah, it kind of was. It was like, wow, I think we were supposed to do this like this all along. We just didn't see it until adversity hit. It's another way of going.
That's absolutely amazing. What a story. I love it. This is awesome. So that being said, so Dev, I know the movie's not out yet. I know it's still working, and I don't know, is there a working title, or is there something we should?
Yeah, it's called The Two Lucys, and it's you can go to our site, thetwolucys.com. It's TWOLUCYS. thetwolucys.com, and you can see all the stuff we've done theatrically in the past. You can see what we did do, and now what we are now going to do is starting our own publishing company, producing content. We're going to be now producing content for our target audience and hopefully for a broader. So we're in our site sort of resembles what we used to do, because we used to do music and murder mysteries, dinner theater. I mean, all these things to keep two old broads working, right? And we worked all over and very successfully doing our original stuff. And so that site will reflect that, and we're just now updating it to get to this whole new thing that we're getting into with this young producer who thinks that we can create a lot of content with him. And so
that is so exciting. I like it.
Yeah.
It is an exciting story. So Dev, that being said, really, I could talk to you about this all day long, but we're about out of time for this episode.
Okay.
So that being said, thank you again for coming on the show. Can you leave that website one more time? Because maybe the first time the listeners didn't have time to jot it down or to look it up.
Yeah, it's thetwolucys.com.
Fantastic. Well, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more of your history and your background. Also, today's topics of reinventing yourself in times of adversity. I was inspired. I'm sure a lot of our listeners were inspired also. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review in the Apple iTunes store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Entertainment, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Dev, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.